Hey guys, LevelCap here. Today I've got an episode of Loadout, the series where you guys, the viewers, get to help me pick and choose a custom weapon and configuration for each video. The way you do this is you leave a comment in the comments section of this video, letting me know what kind of gun and accessories you'd like me to run with, and I will look at some of the top rated comments and pick one for the next episode of Loadout. Today's top comment comes from Reyes Dream, who suggests the QBU, he says 55, he means 88, the sniper rifle with a hollow or red dot sight, foregrip, laser, 93R squad ammo. I'm really enjoying this loadout. The QBU has good precision, low recoil, and fast reload time. Now the QBU-88 is an interesting gun. It was introduced in the Back to Karkin weapons pack, and it didn't really bring a lot to the table. I do have to disagree with one of the points that Reyes made in the comments, was that the QBU-88 has a fast reload time. It does not actually have a fast reload time. In fact, compared to any of the other semi-automatic sniper rifles, the QBU-88 has the longest reload time compared to any of them, clocking in at 2.85 seconds if you still have a bullet in the chamber, and a whopping 3.6 seconds if you fired off all your rounds from that magazine. It's a pretty long reload time, and considering that this setup here is meant to work pretty well with hip firing, having this kind of lengthy reload time for a hipfire weapon, which means you're getting up close and personal, can be kind of dangerous since you often can't anticipate how many enemies you're going to run into. The faster your weapon reloads, the more chances you have of countering somebody who surprises you. Now, in terms of the decision to put a foregrip and laser on here, it can actually work pretty well. Those two attachments will give this gun the best possible hipfire accuracy available. And out of the semi-automatic sniper rifles, the QBU-88 actually has some of the better hipfire accuracy. Now, if your sole intention is to use a semi-automatic sniper rifle for hip-firing purposes, the clear choice is the M417. It will beat out the QBU-88 in all hip-firing circumstances, not to mention its magazine capacity is twice as large as the QBU's, and it reloads a lot faster. So if you're just going for the hip-firing aspect of a semi-automatic, then go for the M417. However, this build still works while zooming in. Now, I started off using the hollow sight, and then I switched up to the Kobra just because I'm a bit more used to using the Kobra. I can work better with the sensitivity. However, I recommend picking whatever sight that you're more comfortable with, and you should definitely try going for headshots when you're zoomed in, because a headshot with this weapon in close quarters is a one-shot kill, and a headshot at long range is still going to dish out massive damage. So if your opponent's hurt even in the slightest, a headshot should take them out. Now, one of the plights of the QBU-88, along with a lot of the other same semi-automatic sniper rifles that share the same damage model as this one, is that beyond 15 meters it's going to be a 3-shot kill if you're not hitting them in the head. And it can be a little bit tricky to hit headshots with this weapon since it doesn't have a extremely high rate of fire, and you're often using it in medium to close range scenarios where you're just lucky enough to hit your target. So if you miss the headshots, it can take up to 3 shots to kill your opponent, and because this thing fires slower than, say, a fully automatic weapon, landing 3 shots before your opponent can take you down, especially if they have something like an assault rifle, can be a pretty tricky thing to do. And that's not even accounting for the fact that if they start shooting at you and you start getting suppressed, then it can be much more difficult to land 3 shots. As is the plight with all slow firing weapons, the QBU-88 suffers greatly from being suppressed. The massive problem with suppression and semi-automatic weapons is that if you're running up against a smart opponent, a good opponent, one that can anticipate where you're coming from, and say you're evenly matched, you know, you're in a corridor, you both know each other are there, you peek at the same time. If they start shooting and you start shooting, you might land a shot, they might land a shot. The problem is even if they get suppressed a bit, a fully automatic assault rifle, while suppressed, will still land a lot more shots because of its rate of fire than a slower firing semi-automatic weapon, so you become extremely disadvantaged in a fair fight up against somebody with a fully automatic weapon. Thus, with sniper rifles and semi-automatic weapons, you really do have to develop a much more stealthy approach to gameplay, which makes sense for somebody who would be running with a sniper rifle. You wouldn't expect somebody more gung-ho to run into the middle of the action with a bolt action or semi-automatic weapon. It doesn't make sense in real life, and it's been successfully rewarded in the game. The problem is it's not always that easy to be extremely stealth, especially when you're not using something like a suppressor and you pop up on the mini-map every time you fire the weapon. This will put you in a situation where a lot of guys come running around corners to try and get the kill on you. That's where the wonderful hipfire of the QBU-88 comes in, and you can actually just hipfire away on your targets, usually landing 2 shots in close quarters for a kill. Now, oddly enough, the QBU-88 has been given slightly higher side-to-side recoil than the other semi-automatic sniper rifles in the same category as this one. With a left pull of 0.3 and a right pull of 0.3, it's significantly higher than some of its competitors like the Mark II, which has a left pull of negative 0.1 and a right pull of 0.3, or the M39, which has a left pull of 0.2 and a right pull of 0.2. Both of these weapons also have a faster reload, so it's kind of weird to look at the QBU-88 and wonder why they gave it higher side-to-side recoil and a longer reload time. The only thing where this gun actually pulls ahead from those weapons is with the hipfire, but at the same time it doesn't beat out the M417 with hipfire. So the QBU-88 really doesn't best any weapon on the table, and its combination of features just aren't that attractive. If you were to swap out this exact same setup and use the M417 instead, you would probably have better results. You could get away with the M39 as well. You wouldn't have quite as accurate hipfire, but you'd have a faster reload and generally better recoil and accuracy. So overall, I actually do really like this setup, using the foregrip and laser pointer on a semi-automatic sniper rifle, giving you great and powerful hipfire for close quarters, and you still maintain a very good accuracy for medium and long range marksman shooting. I would probably prefer using the M417 for an increased magazine capacity and a faster reload time. You do, however, sacrifice some aiming down sights accuracy with the M417 compared to this weapon. So I recommend playing around with this. You know, change up your playstyle a little. You got to be a bit more sneaky. You can't go toe-to-toe with an assault rifle in medium range, but it's still a lot of fun. Remember to leave your comments in the comments section letting me know what kind of custom kit you'd like me to run with for next episode. And I'll see you guys next time. This is LevelCap, signing off. Thank you.